I'm keep the motherfucking hands up.
I'm not reaching for no gun, bro. Step out. Can I move my?
And have a firearm pulled on him by the Omaha Police Department all in the same day. Imagine that.
Qasim Shabazz is shaken up.
Man, I thought we were getting ready to lose our lives.
Let him know. With this was authorized. Think about that. Authorized to pull him over. That you ain't gonna never be bigger than us. But the cops send a message. I don't care what anybody says.
Terence Crawford's celebration in Omaha quickly turned into controversy. Just hours after the city honored him with a parade and a packed party for his victory over Canelo Alvarez, he was stopped by police in the early morning hours. Authorities reported that Crawford was driving a blue four-door sedan at excessive speed when officers pulled him over at 1:27 a.m. The situation escalated when police claimed they spotted a firearm on the floorboard, prompting them to order everyone out of the vehicle at gunpoint.
Stepping out,
Hands up.
seatbelt.
Step out.
I'm
And
opening the door.
You can take
I'm
mine
opening
off
the door.
of me right here on my right. I'm keep the motherfucking hands up.
I'm not reaching for no gun, bro.
Step out.
Can I move my phone?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Tim Bradley reflected on the events surrounding Terence Crawford's traffic stop, offering a perspective that many found sharp and thought-provoking. According to Bradley, the actions that night were less about a routine traffic offense and more about sending a message to the champion. He suggested that Crawford's fame had grown to such heights that certain authorities felt the need to remind him that even the most successful figures are not above the rules. Bradley compared it to the unfortunate pattern often seen when moments of joy suddenly turn into scenes of unease, as though a great day cannot pass without some kind of interruption. His words resonated with fans who understood the irony of Crawford's celebratory moment being overshadowed by flashing lights and tense encounters with police.
I mean, Terence Crawford, he on the highest cloud, bro. In his city, let him know. Let him know. With this pullover, this was authorized. Think about that. Authorized to pull him over. That you ain't gonna never be bigger than us. But the cops send a message. I don't care what anybody say. The cops send a message. This our city. You might got the key, but I got the handcuffs. That's what that was. Yeah. And before y'all start talking about my ceiling real quick, my roof, hey, it been raining and stuff. Hey, it's rain night, the clouds is out right now. You see them in the background. I'm gonna go watch the damn car in a little bit once this rain stops. But anyways, back to the video. Oh, man, look. You ain't got no city until you got the police. That's a fact. Yeah. Shoot, you ain't got no city unless you got the police. Don't ever forget that. You gotta have the law enforcement on your side, man. They gotta be looking out for you. For the good, not for the bad, for the good. Yeah. Terence Crawford, it don't matter what you do for your city, man. Bruh, I'm letting you know right now, man. With this incident right here, they waiting on you to do something bad. This dude right here, he was trying to jack you. He was trying to catch you slipping. That's all it was. Seeing you on TV, displayed all on TV, parade shut down and stuff. He gotta be, securing certain points and stuff like that. He mad. He mad to see.
Crawford's head of security gave a chilling account of what unfolded during the stop. From their perspective, the officers appeared tense, escalating the situation in a way that created real fear. Being ordered out of a vehicle at gunpoint during what was supposed to be a weekend of victory left those with Crawford feeling their lives were suddenly in danger. The chief recalled how quickly the atmosphere shifted from calm to threatening, describing it as one of the most unsettling experiences of his professional career. To him, the events of that night went far beyond routine law enforcement. It was an ordeal none of them would forget.
Passenger seat.
The same man who rode on the float with Bud during Saturday's parade.
Be a man who can get to receive his second key to the city and have a firearm pulled on him by the Omaha Police Department all in the same day. Imagine that.
Kasim Shabazz is shaken up.
Man, I thought we were getting ready to lose our lives.
Being the head of Terence Crawford's security, Shabazz has seen a lot, but nothing like this.
Oh man, it was terrible. It was terrible.
Early Sunday morning, Crawford and his team were leaving an after-party following his parade. According to police, they pulled their vehicle over near 12th and Cass Streets for reckless driving. That's where things took a dark turn.
And as soon as he said he had a firearm, the police officer that was on his side became unhinged.
Police immediately drew their weapons, pointing a gun at Shabazz and the pound-for-pound champ.
I literally had my hands on top of the ceiling and the inside of the vehicle.
According to police, an officer had identified a firearm on the floor of the vehicle.
According to reports, officers initially stopped Terence Crawford's car on suspicion of reckless driving. During the stop, they claimed to see 2 firearms on the floorboard, which heightened tensions and led to passengers being ordered out at gunpoint. However, further checks confirmed that the firearms were legally registered and properly certified to their owners. With no further offense found, police issued Crawford only a citation for reckless driving and released him shortly afterward. While officially resolved, many saw the incident as symbolic, suggesting that on the very day Crawford was celebrated as a hero, city authorities wanted to assert their control. To some, it was less about road safety.
KETV Newswatch 7's Pete Cuddy spoke with Mayor John Ewing, who requested that the Omaha Police Department conduct an internal investigation. And Pete, what did the mayor have to say?
Yeah, Julie, Mayor Ewing says that after such a great day yesterday, he was heartbroken hearing about the news of the traffic stop. That's why he reached out to Police Chief Todd Schmaderer and Terence Crawford himself to find out what exactly happened at that traffic stop. Omaha Police released a statement saying that a car driven by Terence Crawford was stopped for driving recklessly around 1:30 in the morning on Cass Street. An officer confirmed that while Crawford was reaching to grab his information, the cop spotted a gun by Crawford.
Andre Ward, a respected figure in boxing, added another layer to the discussion by reflecting on how Crawford has long faced attempts to diminish his accomplishments. Ward pointed out that before the Canelo fight, critics often downplayed Crawford's victories by saying he won by decision rather than dominance. This narrative, according to Ward, was a deliberate attempt to undermine Crawford's achievements and minimize the impact of his skills. To Ward, the events of the Omaha traffic stop fit into a larger story, that of a champion constantly forced to defend his reputation against forces trying to lessen his greatness. He emphasized that no amount of effort to bury Crawford's standing would erase his record or the respect he has earned inside the ring.
To bury Terence Crawford. They try to ruin his reputation and say that he wasn't a draw when the numbers were there for you to see. When he went to MSG against guys that didn't have big names, or that were faded, like Amir Khan, or when he fought Kaviaskis, he did numbers. It was a smear campaign about his personality. He doesn't talk. Nobody wants to hear him. No, that you don't want to hear him. So you try to speak for the masses when the whole time you have a star right here. You got to learn how to talk to this man. Even as recent as his last fight, the fight before Canelo, the smear campaign continued. I don't hear the smear campaign now. Them voices got really, really quiet like they typically do when they get proven wrong, and they either try to jump on the wagon, I knew this kid was gonna be that, or they get very, very quiet and they start to retreat back to wherever they came from, and they don't have a lot to say. So I'm happy for this brother for that reason, because they tried to bury him, Roy. It didn't work. He overcame that. He said, give me my shot. I'm gonna show you. And he kept doing it time and time again, and he did it again against Canelo.
Commentators have speculated that beyond the official reports, deeper dynamics may have shaped the incident. Some suggested that Omaha's leadership may have felt uneasy about the level of influence and recognition Crawford now held within the city. His rise from local talent to world champion made him not only a sports star, but also a symbol of community pride. Analysts hinted that the incident may have been a reminder to him and to the public that established institutions still hold authority. This interpretation tied the episode to a broader truth. With fame often comes friction, and those in the spotlight are more likely to face situations meant to test or limit their influence.
So, wanted to send a statement because he doesn't like the rise of the Black Messiah. He don't like to see a black person in position of power. So he pulled Terence Crawford over for quote-unquote reckless driving. And as he approached the car, he decided to lie on his report, because as he approached the car, he stated that he saw a firearm on the floor panel. Come to find out, Terence Crawford informed him as he approached the driver's side door where Terence Crawford was driving, and in the passenger side was Terence Crawford's head security guard. In the back was Coach Malachi, and a young lady was on the side of Coach Malachi in the back seat. And Terence Crawford has legal firearms, and of course his security has legal firearms. They informed the officer that they have legal firearms in the vehicle. He then brandished his firearm, pointed at Terence Crawford's face, and then got very aggressive as Terence Crawford got, and his security and everybody in the vehicle, Coach Malachi, got nervous because he started to show the actions and body language of somebody that wanted to do something completely left. And now in the police report that has been obtained by the community and released and leaked, he never puts about the reckless driving. He never puts.
Amir Khan, the former world champion, voiced his support for Terence Crawford, stressing that no matter what controversies arise, Crawford's accomplishments remain undeniable. Khan praised his skill and determination, recalling how he had always believed Crawford would prove himself among the best in boxing. To Khan, the recent events in Omaha could not tarnish the fact that Crawford is a reigning champion whose legacy is already secure. He argued that any attempt to pressure or discredit Crawford would not change the reality of his greatness. For fans and supporters, Khan's words were uplifting, a reminder that true talent always outlasts criticism.
Crawford's going to win. You see, when I watched Crawford train back in Omaha, Nebraska, and when I was in Colorado Springs, he came into my camp, he helped me out a little bit, but at the same time, I seen him sparring some heavyweight guys. I seen him wrestling some heavy, big guys, and I thought, wow. So I asked him, I go, look, do you have like a wrestling background? He goes, yeah, I was like state champion. So that showed to me that this guy is a solid, strong person. Like, no one can push him around. No one can dictate. No one's gonna put pressure on him where he's gonna feel hurt, because he knows how to control the ring. When it comes to box IQ, like, his IQ in boxing is probably the best. I mean, he knows what punch to throw. He knows how to maneuver these heavier, big hitters, and also take away their power and put his own shots in. So yeah, he's up there, one of the best ever, really.
You know, as an ex-fighter champion, I'm just curious. We heard yesterday, Dana White says he's not going to acknowledge the WBC, IBF, WBO. He's going to have his own belt and the ring belt. And they want to potentially make changes to the Ali Act as well. This is a big thing here in America. How do you feel about, is it time to make these changes and evolve, or are you more old school and think they shouldn't happen?
Ariel, I think it's the time boxing needed to change a little bit.
The contrast between official reports and first-hand accounts created a sharp divide in public perception. While the Omaha Police Department described the stop as nothing more than a routine case of reckless driving, Crawford's security chief painted a very different picture, one marked by fear and excessive force. The conflicting narratives raised questions about transparency, accountability, and truth. For many, it became difficult to reconcile the gap between an official statement and the lived experience of those who felt they had been placed in unnecessary danger.
Police report, but now we got information from Terence Crawford, his own team, and they're saying something completely different. If you listen, his head of security, Shabazz, said he was shaken up. He was like, I thought we were gonna get popped by the cops that night. And crazy enough, he teaches classes on how to de-escalate and deal with police officers. So, you know, at least that's what they're saying his credentials are. So he knows how to de-escalate situations and still had a problem with Omaha PD. And the other thing that is different, he's saying that they didn't even know that he had a gun on him or there was no gun on the floorboard, which changes things. So I can't wait till we get down to the nitty gritty and the body cams and this and that, because now this shakes things up. This is no longer the story we were being fed from TMZ. This is something different. The TMZ article said the cops pulled him over for reckless driving, fair if he was doing it, and seen a gun. And in my video, I said, if those things are true, then yeah, the cop can take you out the car for everybody's safety, including their...
City leadership quickly recognized the intensity of public reaction and moved to address growing concerns. Both the mayor of Omaha and the city's police chief released statements promising a thorough review of the incident. They emphasized that an internal affairs investigation would be conducted to ensure transparency and restore community trust. While their words aimed to reassure the public, skepticism lingered among those who believed the official response downplayed the gravity of what occurred. The announcement of an investigation was seen as a necessary step, but for many, real judgment would depend on whether the city's actions matched its promises. Analysts viewed the episode as part of a larger struggle that arises when one individual's rise challenges the authority of existing institutions.
Put out this statement. The mayor put out a statement as well, really no meat to it except like he's going to do an internal investigation. Everything else felt a little political. Okay, Omaha Mayor John Ewing and Police Chief Todd Schmaderer, are aware of a video circulating on social media regarding the traffic stop involving Terence Crawford early Sunday morning. Chief has authorized an internal affairs investigation. Shortly before 1:30 a.m., officers working in the downtown area observed a vehicle driving recklessly near North 12th and Capitol Avenue. A traffic stop was conducted at Cass Street. So he's pulled over because they said he's driving recklessly. All right. While speaking with the driver, an officer observed a firearm on the driver's side floorboard. I'm gonna read that sentence to you again. While speaking with the driver, an officer observed a firearm on the driver's side floorboard. That is important. For safety, all 4 occupants were ordered out of the vehicle at gunpoint. The driver was later identified as Mr. Crawford upon verification of his driver's license and was issued a citation for reckless driving. One passenger, a member of Mr. Crawford's security team, was also found to be carrying a legal firearm. Okay, so that's 2 guns in the car, legally. Police have confirmed that all occupants are legally permitted to carry firearms. The police supervisor and lieutenant responded to the scene at Mr. Crawford's request. So he requested the supervisor and lieutenant to show up.
Observers argued that those already in power can sometimes feel threatened by the rise of others, especially when that rise captures widespread public admiration. The Omaha traffic stop, they suggested, may have reflected not just a traffic matter, but a deeper clash between personal achievement and institutional control. The theme pointed to a timeless truth. Those who rise to greatness often face resistance from those already seated in positions of authority. Public commentary also raised concerns about prejudice, suggesting that Crawford's experience might reflect broader social issues rather than a simple procedural stop. While most avoided harsh words, many felt the incident symbolized how individuals can still be treated differently based on identity rather than actions alone. Supporters of Crawford called it unfair and unnecessary. Regardless of one's view, what's clear is that the incident sparked an important conversation, not only about Crawford's treatment, but about justice, fairness, and equality in how communities interact with authority.
Incumbent for me to say that it will not be lost on a lot of people that Terence Crawford, being obviously a black man, being pulled over by cops in such fashion and treated in such a seemingly harsh way, will not go down well with a lot of people, especially in the black community, where, let's be honest, there has been tensions over the years between the police and the black community throughout many American towns and cities. So let's be honest, this incident will do nothing to improve relations between those two groups, that's for sure. Because make no mistake, this is an incident that could have gone very left, very, very left, and someone could have got hurt, maybe even fatally hurt. And I'm not exaggerating when I say that, because we've seen in the past where incidents of this nature have ended up very badly. So yeah, there's a lot of people who are very upset by this incident. As I said, I've not heard anything from Terence Crawford or anyone related to Terence Crawford, anyone to do with his inner circle. I would imagine he'll be releasing a statement soon. There are some people online who are suggesting that Terence Crawford may have grounds to sue. There are others saying that he might not want to sue because Terence Crawford is a much loved member of the Omaha, Nebraska community, and he does a lot of work for the city, so he may not want to sue the city. However, it'll be interesting to...
That's it for today's video. Stay tuned until next time.